Are you bored living a mediocre life? We were too, and we know how to change that. Each week, we'll leave our comfort zones to explore a new topic, then step onto our soapboxes, a safe space to sound off on our latest adventure. Come explore with us. All opinions are welcome. This is a mindset. This is a lifestyle. This is Siren Soapbox.
Hello and welcome, fellow explorers. Thank you for diving in with us today. Our mission is to explore beyond comfort zones. Let us inspire you to explore. Visit sirensoapbox.com. We have a link for our coloring book, access to a free month of Audible, and information on our new magazine, Explore, out now. And starting July 9th, join us on Eventbrite for our Explore virtual events. It's a working title still. We kick off with Explore Cooking with Myrrh. Join us, guaranteed to spark some exploration. Siren Soapbox would like to take a moment to wish a very happy birthday to Siren Sarah.
Happy birthday! With you.
We hope your day was as magical as you are. After our struggle run recording, the Sirens wanted to keep their fitness momentum going. Siren TC told us about an app she used with a few family members during lockdown. We thought it would be fun to include any Siren that wanted to participate, making it our largest Siren challenge to date with 10 Sirens racing against each other. The app is called Yes.Fit. According to their website, Yes.Fit, it creates fun and interactive virtual races and challenges based on the places, stories, and heroes you love. It is our desire to motivate you to fitness and keep you there. And it works. The millions of miles our participants have exercised, over 44 plus trips to the moon and back, and the tens of thousands of inspirational and motivational stories from our participants is proof that it works. Visit Yes.Fit group on Facebook to read their stories. The Sirens, of course, had to dive into the 22.2 virtual race, Mermaid in Denmark. This race takes you on a virtual tour of the most famous mermaid statue of all time, the statue of the Little Mermaid from Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale, sitting on a rock at Langelini in the Arbor of Copenhagen, Denmark. The statue is one of the most top tourist attractions in Copenhagen and has become an icon and symbol of both Copenhagen and Denmark. Let's find out how the Sirens did. But first, if at any time the conversation gets too intense, the safe word is
Mango.
First up on her soapbox is Myrrh.
Before this Yes.Fit challenge, I signed up for and completed the virtual Snoopy 5K. Here's my t-shirt from that. You can tune into episode 73, the struggle run, to hear all about that one, of course. But this challenge was sort of born from that episode. And so here we are, 7-ish weeks later, and I now have 2 virtual 5Ks under my feet. This Mermaid in Denmark 5K was pretty cool because our progress was overlaid on a virtual map of Denmark, and we could see everyone else's progress too. That was fun, and it made me feel less like I was doing this race by myself. One of my favorite things about a race is the community, the energy at the finish line, the strangers cheering you on. So to better enhance that sense of togetherness for this challenge, we created a Facebook Messenger group for all of the racers. And we could post pictures of our runs there or organize group walks for those of us living close to each other. And that definitely made this challenge much more fun for me. The virtual races are definitely out of my comfort zone. I don't do well when I'm the only one holding me accountable. So it was nice to be part of a group of people with the same goal as me. In reality, no one was holding my feet to the fire, but it still felt good to be sharing my progress with friends. So if you are someone who likes to be part of a community, I would definitely recommend running virtual races with friends because life is so much better with friends, for sure. So I picked up most of my miles walking on my lunch break. I learned that sneaking these little walks into my workday makes me feel energized and more productive in the afternoon. So that's a habit I want to keep. And of course, time will certainly tell. Jess, what's your favorite constellation?
Yes. Probably Orion, because it's the only one I can consistently find. So, because I kind of suck with that. But anyway, I really enjoyed this challenge. This was my second experience with a virtual race after doing the Save the Chubby Mermaids 4K, which I totally should have worn that shirt, except that I'm at work and it wouldn't really work. So, however, I didn't have a course or place to log your time for the Chubby Mermaids 5K. So it kind of didn't really feel like a race. I love that the cause was donated to manatees, which of course I love, but I think I enjoyed the Yes.Fit app more. This was my first experience with it, and I really loved that there was no time limit because I used all of the time. And you could use any exercise, walking, running, swimming, anything you wanted to complete it. You could probably even skip. I didn't actually check if there was a skipping option, but that would be fun too. I liked that the app allowed you to look at landmarks along the course. I do have a friend that lives in Copenhagen, and I'll have to ask him how he likes the Little Mermaid statue at the end and maybe challenge him to do this race too. Doing this race forced me to go out and get my steps, and it's just another nudge to begin my running again. I love having a more scenic route to run now instead of running in the snow, so I don't really have any excuse to not be doing it. So, Jax, I can't think of a creative question for you, so I'm just going to ask you how the race went.
That was fun. Can I now claim I've been to Copenhagen? I know, insert eye roll here. I had never participated in a virtual race before, and I really enjoyed the experience. It definitely got me out of my comfort zone. I don't typically commit to doing this length of an exercise program with friends. I'll commit to it by myself, but usually not with friends. I'll do one-off hikes, walks, or swims, although I really haven't been doing that much lately either. Part of what I learned through this process is that I just need to suck it up and make commitments publicly to not only reach race goals, but personal goals. I'm bad about holding myself accountable in scenarios such as this, and by not committing, I'm not letting myself down or flaking on others. So that attitude's really not going to help me reach my goals. And I do actually have goals. So at first I felt a little bit overwhelmed about finishing the entire 22 plus miles. One person in the group, I think it was UTC, shared how you set the goal of 1 mile per day. And that idea was game changing for me. Once my mindset was modified, I actually felt I was making progress and started to enjoy it. During the race, I particularly liked how we completed it together yet separate. Those of us on St. Croix got together for a hike, which accounted for about 2.5 of our total. But the rest for me was done alone, or actually with my dogs. I was never truly alone though, because of all of you. The online app was fun because we could see where along the route we were virtually. But the most beneficial part for me was the messenger group we had going. There we shared our progress, chatted, and encouraged each other. And that camaraderie was priceless for me. For anyone doing a virtual race for the first time, I would suggest finding a group of people who want to do it together but separate. It's a good way to share experience with friends and family, both close and far away, and with those on different schedules. I am curious, however, to participate in a race without the automatic support that we had built in, and instead using the Yes.Fit app to meet people along the course. I've been looking through some races, but I have yet to commit. So over to you, TC, or Elsie. How was your experience for this?
It was great. I've done a few virtual experiences over the years, and I helped with one that supported a nonprofit branch in an old job. And Siren Soapbox did actually have a virtual race when we first started, and I would love to try doing that again. Yes.Fit, hit us up. I also had a few in-person races become virtual because of the lockdown. One of them being Run the Bluegrass, which I finally got to do in person again for the first time in 2 years. The first year it went virtual, my husband mapped out a route for me while we were on vacation in Crystal River, Florida. And he was my course coordinator, water boy, and cheerleader along several stops on my half marathon. That experience was amazing because I had the support of someone. I think the race was successful because of Jack's help, but also it was in a new place and not my typical running route. Most virtual races, I lack motivation because it's my same old route and not with the hundreds of other racers. And I especially lose momentum when they mail the swag before I've even done the race. That's what I love about Yes.Fit. You don't get your goodies until you've worked for them, which is how it should be because it very closely resembles an actual race. This experience did get me out of my comfort zone. In addition to the Sirens following each other in the challenge on Yes.Fit, like Mer said, we also had that group chat with a few other Sirens, and I didn't know a couple of them very well. So it was great to have this experience to get to know them better. I was out of my comfort zone again when I felt FOMO, the fear of missing out, when the St. Croix group got together a few times to work out. The Cincy crew tried to meet up, but we weren't able to make our schedules work. I am still hoping we can get together to do something soon. It was really cool to get to see it was really cool to get to virtually explore Copenhagen during each mile of the race. And even though we're all over the planet, we got to virtually experience the same race and running route. I have not been doing as many races lately, and this experience taught me that this is just the motivation I need to get out there and exercise more. My advice for anyone looking to start a virtual race program: do your research. Find a race with a cause or topic that gets you excited. Find some people to compete with, but also help you cheer you on. And absolutely wait to get that medal and shirt and maybe a banana, not for me, until you finish that race. Shannon, tell me about your experience.
Thanks, Elsie. Well, you actually brought up a really good point because this was not the first virtual race I signed up for, but it is the first one I completed. I did also sign up for the Chubby Mermaid Challenge last year, or Save the Chubby Mermaid. As you can see, I have the adorable shirt.
Yeah.
Signed up because I love the shirt, love manatees. However, my nasty heel spur in my left foot had other ideas. So I had every intention of doing that challenge. It did not. So I now have a medal that I don't feel like I should own. So I won't be displaying it, won't share it. Mermaids in Denmark, however, when the Sirens suggested this, it was just the motivation I needed. I was fresh off of surgery for that heel spur, fresh into recovery. And I needed to start to get moving again. I was used to being very, very active. So following TC's idea, I made myself a goal of just walking a mile a day. She'll talk about hers, which was even more ambitious, but just a mile a day for me until the challenge was complete. And I did it every single day, I believe, except for 2, until my foot was too swollen and then it needed a break. For me, the daily posts from the Sirens really helped. I'm by nature a competitive person, so that would keep me going and it motivated me as well. What was really fascinating is I had no idea how many virtual challenges are actually out there. Siren LC shared a link when we were, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the way through or almost done with this challenge, for a different group. In this challenge that they have, one of them is the Lord of the Rings challenge. Well, being the Lord of the Rings nerd that I am, I immediately signed up for that. Started the day after I finished Mermaid in Denmark. It actually consists of 5 different challenges. I've already completed the first. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah.
That's the box.
That's awesome.
Amazing medal. First challenge was 68 miles, and I'm almost 20% into the second challenge, which is actually 680 miles. But I am doing a combination of walking and biking. So for me, this just has really been a step off to getting myself back on track. I set a goal for that challenge as well. I think if a virtual race is something that interests you, the best way you're going to be successful is find one that makes your heart happy, something that's personal to you, and then drag some friends along. If you're not fortunate enough to have friends nearby that'll actually participate, because for me, those local hikes we did were some of the most fun, then find an online community. And a lot of these challenges have really super motivating, fun online communities to help you and give you some accountability partners if you're someone that needs that. So I have a long way to go to get back to my normal level of fitness, but this virtual challenge was a great first step and I was super happy to participate. So TC, let's hear about your virtual experiences.
Well, as Elsie mentioned, I've done virtual runs before. Back in 2020, when the world shut down, my family and a few friends decided to hit the pavement. We started with the Sea Turtle Exploration Run, of course. We also did the Shark Week and the Everglades National Park runs. We took turns choosing which run we'd sign up for. We started a Facebook Messenger chat back then as well, and where we talked about who got some miles in and who was ahead. We cheered each other on, and we also ribbed each other a little. We looked at the virtual route and sent each other screenshots of the things we saw on our path. It was a lot of fun to connect in that way. It was also good motivation to get out there and get some miles in. Then earlier this year, I signed up for the Save the Chubby Mermaids run, which at least 3 of us have done, on the I Run for Movement site, kind of with Jess, but it really didn't feel like we did it together. I know there are things that could be improved with the Yes.Fit app, but I love the virtual routes and the connection. I love seeing where other people are on the route, and I think adding the chat group adds a lot to the fun. The extra challenge I added for myself in this experience was a run a mile each day for 30 days challenge. And my rule was that if I skipped a day, I had to start all over at day 1. About 6 days in, I skipped a Sunday. So I started all over. This added challenge is how I got out of my comfort zone. I'm not really a runner. We had just finished episode 73, Struggle Run, and that episode really helped me embrace the idea that it's okay to struggle when you run. Just run. And so run I did for 30 days, for only 30 days. I completed the challenge. I even kind of enjoyed it, but on day 31, I wasn't even tempted to run. I love the virtual runs when there's a social aspect to it. I'm ready to sign up for another, although I don't think I'm ready for a mega challenge like Shannon is doing. I'm curious how many of you are ready to go ahead and sign up for another run together.
Yes.
I'm looking at Yes.Fit right now, and there's the Kraken, which is 89 miles, and there is Sea Turtle Exploration, which is 42.3 miles. Yeah, the Sea Turtle Exploration is the first one I did, but I wouldn't mind doing the Kraken, add another sea creature to the list.
I love Lord of the Rings, but man, Shannon sounds intimidating.
Well, I should mention though, they have, so the first one, the Shire, it's 68 miles for everyone, no matter what you're doing, but you could take up to, I think, almost 18 months to do it, a year if you want. The second one, the Fellowship, there's a short route and a long version, and I chose the long because I'm riding as well on my bike, my indoor bike, but also you get postcards and like story pages when you make certain progress.
That's pretty cool.
When you make progress. So doing the long route made that more fun. So there would be more of that.
That is really cool.
Yeah. And you guys have to see for the Lord of the Ring nerds like me. So the very first medal has an envelope on it. And when you open it, it's the actual ring with the inscriptions.
Keep it safe.
Finish these medals are gorgeous. When you finish the challenge, the last one is Mordor, and that medal has a place in the back because you put the ring in the fires in Mordor. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is so
Pretty
cool.
Awesome. Pretty awesome.
My precious.
Like I said, find one that makes your heart happy and it's going to motivate you, right?
Yeah. Do you have to do it barefoot like a hobbit?
No. My feet aren't hairy enough, so it would be too rough on the ground. But you want to talk about amazing online communities. The community for this particular challenge group, which they have, you can swim the English Channel, you could do so many, I know you've all seen some of them. It is the most encouraging, wonderful, motivating group I've ever seen in a community group. It's just amazing. And story after story of people coming back from an illness, cancer, or losing a limb, or whatever the personal challenge is. And it's just really amazing. So pretty cool.
We should find a run that has a group already established and do a group one. I've never done that before, where there's like joining a group for one. I mean, I've done where the people I connect with are a group, but I've never done one with an external group like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. I love that idea.
Have you all looked through any of the exercise challenges in the app? I was looking through and I found one, and I can't recall the name of it offhand, but it was a 5K, but they also had exercise challenges. It's a 42-day challenge. And so some days are exercise, but it's basically to do a couch to 5K type program. And so that's one that I'm looking at committing to later this week.
So like in addition to the cardio, are you doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff too?
Yeah, it says you don't need any additional equipment, but yeah, it's things like, squats or arm exercises, but it gets your full body involved and to strengthen, basically, to get you in shape to be able to do more.
I clicked on challenges and saw all the people standing in front of like the camera and doing those kind of poses that I'm like, nope, back to the running. But maybe,
Oh, I'm not doing that.
maybe I need that. I don't know.
I'm not going to pose in front of a camera, no way. But point is, it for me, a little variety like that is something that would be helpful.
Well, that's what I liked about Yes.Fit too. Like there were some days I couldn't run and I walked instead, or somebody wanted to bike. You had those options here.
When we were doing them as a family, one of the people in my family was doing them on her bicycle. And so we would start a run, and like 2 or 3 days in, she would be finished. And so I love that the Lord of the Ring one, you can choose different lengths, because when somebody finishes in 3 days and the rest of you take like 12 days, it kind of detracted from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be a little discouraging for sure. Yeah, my goal on this one, I think, is Labor Day, and I think I'm like 16% done, 17% time. So I'm staying pretty close. What I thought was cool about the Yes.Fit app, remember we were all talking in the beginning about who's using what, whether it was a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, or if your activity was walking or running, all you had to have was your phone and that app, and it tracked it for you. And that made it really pretty simple. And I know that there are some of the apps out there that don't work quite as well or as easy.
Yeah, Raw was really easy. And I loved seeing the different images of Copenhagen. Did anybody get a screenshot when they got certain pictures that they really liked?
Yeah.
Am I the only? Okay.
I did took a screenshot of the mermaid statue, the Little Mermaid. I did too. There were 2 mermaid statues in this run. There was one that was the mermaid statue, but there was another mermaid in a different spot somewhere on the run. Yeah, I just saw it when I looked before this recording. It was like at 10 miles or 20 miles, one or the other. I feel like maybe 20, because I think it was later in the run, but I'm not positive.
We need your friend that lives in Copenhagen to get a picture of the mermaid statue for us so we can use it as the cover for this episode.
He might already have one on his page. He's been living there for a few years. He and his husband actually were on House Hunters International looking for their place there. So if you look up Christian and Andrew in Denmark on the House Hunters International, that's him.
Shannon,
from high school.
How many times have you been on House Hunter, or what's the version you were on? Weren't you on a couple?
Caribbean Life twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Twice.
What?
She's a
let
TV
me
star.
look that up now.
And this beautiful
Exactly.
nasally voice was on lots of like the little clips in the beginning of lots of episodes. It used to drive me nuts every time I heard it.
That's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, it was a fun experience.
So, Jess, you said it's Christian what are their names?
Christian and Andrew.
That's very close to, I don't know, Hans Christian Andersen.
It's true. I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Did they do that on purpose?
That's crazy.
So
So what kind of swag did everyone get?
I just got the medal and I can't wait to get it. I just finished the race on Friday. See, I don't have my medal yet.
I
We
bought
just got
the,
shipping notice this morning.
They shipped it really fast and the metal is
I know.
gorgeous.
it is, and it's huge.
Yeah. It could
Yeah,
be
that's like
double
the
as a
size of your
weapon if
hand.
necessary.
Oh.
I got the shirt instead of the medal. Nice.
So you can get like pre-swag. It's extra. And so I got the tank top, and you get that right when you sign up. You don't have to wait till you're finished. And then you choose like I finished the race swag, and that's when I got the medal.
Yeah, I got the medal and the shirt that Jax has. And I think I finished last. I finished yesterday because I'm in the middle of a move.
So I was wondering, do they keep track of it? Like whoever finishes first, like over a period of time, or do they keep track of your pace and decide who finishes first based on the amount of time it actually took you to complete the race?
That's an excellent question, Mer.
Also, I would like to be able to go back and see like where I placed with all my friends, and I don't think there's a way to see that after the fact.
The other thing about this race, so I think they do it by miles, not by pace. So if you go 2 miles, then they put your little flag 2 miles, regardless of how long it took you to go those 2 miles. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, but I know that that's how it is, like while it's happening, but I just mean overall, how do they view the results, I guess? Maybe they don't. Maybe there are no like permanent standings.
I don't think they do standings like that. I don't think so. We just did that on our own.
Yeah, for me, I had a few manual entry workouts, and I didn't even put in a time, just the distance.
Just the distance.
Because I bought the cheapest fitness tracker I could find for this, and you get what you pay for. So a couple times it let me know how much my route was, so I could enter it again when it didn't work. But yeah, you definitely get what you pay for.
So speaking of different things that we used, I'm curious what everyone's favorite things are. Like, for example, I use this as an excuse to buy a few more pairs of my favorite running shorts. And I love it's constantly varied gear, CVG, right? I'm pretty sure. Is that right, Shannon?
Yep,
Yeah.
CVG.
Like the airport.
Weird gear.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did buy a pair of shorts that were designed like mermaid scales as well, but
Right. Running shoes for me, but really the heel spur's been that excuse anyway. So I have one also on my right foot, and I need to make sure it never gets irritated. So new Noble running shoes was my splurge.
nice. Anybody else?
I didn't
like
really
favorite
have a splurge. I didn't really have a splurge other than that cheap tracker that isn't going to be used again. But my dogs really enjoyed it. So I use it as a way to get my dogs out a little more out of our tiny little apartment.
Nice.
So I will recommend She-Fit bras, favorite bra ever for running. I didn't buy it new for this one, but thought I'd throw it out there for people looking to start running. If you got bigger girls, it's very adjustable, and that's what I love about it. So I've changed all sorts of weights and whatever, and I'm able to adjust it accordingly. I did buy new shoes because I started running and I had the worst blister I think I've ever had. And I thought of, what was that movie with Reese Witherspoon that we did for movie club? Wild.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe my shoes are too small. So I got new shoes, and that was a game changer. So much more comfortable. So
What kind did you get?
I don't know. They're gray and blue. And they're comfortable.
You know, I didn't buy anything new, but this is Mer. I did just don't like cut everybody out. I didn't buy anything new for this race or this challenge. I actually logged most of my miles while I was walking on my lunch break. So I had a couple of times where I did a run like in the morning or something, but not very many. I don't know.
Mer, what tracker did you use?
I used Samsung Health, which is just an app that came with a Samsung device that I was using a few years ago. And I just keep installing it on every new phone that I get. It works well. I can create workouts as I'm going. I can select what workout I'm doing. And the nice thing is it just like syncs into everything else. So that's what I used to track my distance for Yes.Fit. It just sucked it all in. That was the sound of it sucking it in.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was it? You should be in voice acting.
Oh, I meet with my voice coach again tomorrow.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I'm excited.
You should be. That's awesome.
Jess, do you have a favorite something?
I mean, I love my Fitbit. It's actually just a very basic one. It doesn't have it just has lights. But it tracks really accurately, and I don't ever wear a watch. So I told Ben that years ago that I wanted just a very basic one, and that's what he found. But it's really accurate as far as tracking your steps, and it syncs with, if I'm running, I use the Run Double app, and if I'm just walking, then I just use the Fitbit app. But it syncs pretty well with lots of different things. And I didn't buy anything new for this because I do have actually like very new running shoes that I bought like 2 years ago, and then COVID happened and I decided not to do like anything, so they've not really been used. They've just been sitting in a tub, and they've been moved across the ocean, and they're just looking lonely and dusty.
I bought a pair of shorts though from CVG after the race. It wasn't like for the run, and I actually have not used them to run in, only to dive in, but that's fine. I'm curious though. So you guys remember Erin, the struggle runner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She has been doing this series about the shorts that get gobbled up.
Yes.
I'm wondering if CVG has any flowy shorts that don't get gobbled up, because I don't love the tight fitted shorts.
I love the tight fitted shorts. Shannon, I don't think likes them either.
I don't like the elastic on the thighs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I
like
don't
booty
like.
shorts. I like tight shorts, but I don't like elastic on the thighs.
Yeah,
I
don't
like it.
that.
They do have flowy shorts. I have no idea if they get gobbled up or not. They have dresses. They have like exercise dresses that have shorts underneath.
I know. Now I'm getting all these ads on Facebook of girls jumping up brick walls and
Mhm, me too.
doing
But
weird
I
things in
don't
their
know
dresses.
If you ladies remember from the Christmas time episode when I showed you some of my favorite workout shorts, right? My mass collection. They have a biker short that has the longer inseam. That's what I use on my Peloton. But they're great for walking, running, because they don't ride up and they have that longer inseam. They just don't have the pocket that CVG has. So that's what I wanted, was the pocket. But I can't stand that elastic on my thunder thighs.
Yeah, same.
So I need like the biker shorts with a pocket.
Note to all you workout gear manufacturers out there:
Right.
women want pockets.
Yeah.
That
Pockets are
actually
nice.
worked
Workout gear.
things.
Not just workout gear. Women want pockets
Yes.
and everything.
Mhm.
Everything. Yeah, I haven't bought any of the CVG ones yet. I'm interested to try because I don't typically like shorts because they ride up. I don't know if that's what you guys are referring to with gobbled up, but they ride up. But CVG does not have any big girl sizes. So
Mm.
Call that hungry butt.
That's funny.
Yeah, I just
so
saw
big girl
Aaron's,
sizes with pockets, please. Thank you.
Aaron just did one with Lululemon. Does anybody use that company?
I thought it was Lululemon.
Oh, maybe it's that. What is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it is Lululemon.
Lulu
I
something.
I call it Lululemon as well. So yeah.
Thank you.
She said that those
Lululemon.
don't get gobbled up.
Fancy.
Yeah. I'm almost tempted to spend $70 on shorts.
I am not tempted to spend $70 on a pair of shorts. I'm like, oh, that's fun. I wonder what I can get for $12.99.
I usually just wear running capris.
Yeah, me too. I have a couple pairs of those, and I like them. They're long. They don't get gobbled out because they're too long.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Are they
Usually have
tight?
pockets? I mean, like yoga pants, kind of.
Yeah. So CVG makes that size too. I was recently gifted a couple pair, and I love them. I love them for hiking too. So I have a pair that are like, what'd you call them? Like short pants?
Capris?
Capris, yeah, capri length, and then a pair that go down to my ankles.
The pants?
Mm-hmm.
And they have pockets.
They have pockets.
Nice. So you guys were talking about all these different apps that you were using. Does it just sync up with Yes.Fit, or because I was just logging into Yes.Fit for that?
Yeah. So if you're in the app, you can go to devices, I think it is, under your profile, and you can select the different fitness devices that you may have installed in your phone. And just log into that one and give it permission, and then it just
That was too many steps. I just logged into Yes.Fit.
So I started
it's
that
32
way
seconds.
yeah, I did that with my
32.
Apple Watch, but then the problem that I found is it was then all of my activity was going every day. And I wanted, for this challenge, I wanted it to be walks that I specifically did just to go out and earn miles for this walk. So I ended up unsyncing my watch and removing all of that, and then just using the Yes.Fit app.
Yeah. So you had to like pause the race if you were doing that, and then unpause it when you were tracking your.
And I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I'm
Stuffs.
doing the same thing with this challenge now. I'm just manually posting because I could use my watch, but it's like writing, a to-do list on a scrap of paper and then crossing it off as you complete the items. Like manually posting for me is very rewarding.
Oh
I
yeah.
look forward to doing that every night, manually posting and then see where I'm at. I don't know.
So I use Map My Run, and I really love that app, and I've been using it like a very long time. So it has all of my fitness stuff on there from years and years and years ago, a long time ago. And if I did something and I started the Map My Run and I didn't want it to count toward this run, then I would just go in and delete it later. That's how I did it. But I loved getting, similar to Shannon, only slightly different. I loved getting the email saying, you just logged more miles. That was my favorite. I'm like, yeah, that's right, I did.
Yeah, for me, I had it synced. Well, I wanted to have it synced to my fitness tracker in Yes.Fit, but the cheap one I chose wasn't compatible with that, but it would sync to Apple Health. So I synced my watch to Apple Health, or my tracker to Apple Health, and then that automatically over to Yes.Fit. And that actually worked, but it just got annoying to me that it was so many places that I just started manually entering that as well.
The other thing that I did was I started listening to a book, an audio book. We were doing the Viking funeral at the time. And so I listened to that entire book on audio, which I've never done before. I'm not a fan of audiobooks. So that's like, there were two things that I did to get out of my comfort zone or do things differently. And that was the other one. What do you guys listen to while you run or walk or hike?
Crying inside.
You say the crying inside? That just makes me want to crawl into a corner and eat ice cream. It doesn't make me want to run.
It's what you do after the run as your reward.
Yeah.
You cry in a corner and eat ice cream.
I used to not listen to anything. I would listen to my breathing when I ran. And I don't remember who I was talking to. It might have been Shannon and Liz or Elsie and Mer. I don't know. I was talking to someone and they were like, oh, you need to listen to something else. It really helps the time pass. And so, so I started listening to the book on tape.
So if I listen to my breathing, I'm like, man, you are so out of shape and awful and you are dying. Like you need to quit right now. But I listen to like early 2000s heavy metal rock, like Limp Bizkit and Five Finger Death Punch. And I don't know. I also have a bunch of Sailor songs too, like I can't think of the name.
Shanties?
Anyway, yeah, sea
Like
shanties.
Sea shanties?
Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
Wellerman and stuff like that. And oh, Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, Avengers, that stuff gets me moving. I gotta listen to something and listen to it loud. I can't listen to my breathing. I don't know how you do it, TC.
Fortunately for me, one of my dogs pants a lot louder than I do. So it covered any of my own panting with that.
Was that Roscoe?
Of course, that's Roscoe.
I was listening to Sasquatch Chronicles while I did a lot of
Yes!
walking on this one. Yeah, and I was listening to the Sasquatch Chronicles podcast. So that show is interesting, and I cannot wait to do a Sasquatch episode. Just FYI.
Cannot wait.
I have a show tunes Pandora, and it
Like
gets me going.
Chicago.
Like Chicago, Disney, I mean, just all sorts of different show tunes. It's got a pretty big mix. Yeah, it gets me going.
Defy
You sing
Gravity.
along with it.
Ooh.
I do sing along with it. What was that, Mer?
Defy Gravity is on my Independence playlist.
Yep, that's a good one.
It's such a good one.
What's that Rent song? It just makes me want to like bust out in 500.
25,600 minutes.
Yes.
Seasons of Love. That one's on it too.
So are there
But
any
yeah.
other places you guys want to virtually explore?
Ooh, that's a good question. I didn't even look at it that way. I always look at what sea creature can I add?
I was looking at the elephants in Thailand race. It's pretty long, but it looked kind of interesting to me. It was 60 or 80 miles, something like that.
So like as long as the Kraken.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can get
Where's
Liz to take pictures along it for us.
I just like the shirt.
Where's the Kraken take place? Do you know?
I don't know. That's a
Ooh.
good question. I'm gonna look it up. But I would like to do something. I don't know that I have a specific place in mind, but it would be nice to do something along a shoreline, maybe some mountains in the back, some beautiful scenery like that would be pretty cool.
Like the Pacific Coast Highway? Is there a Pacific Coast Highway one?
There is a Route 66 one with the same company that's got the Lord of the Rings.
Where is the Lord of the Rings? Do you know?
That's the Conqueror challenges. And
I
so
mean,
they
where in
really-
the world? Where in
Oh,
the world is it?
well, it's in Middle Earth.
Duh.
Oh. So it's actually okay. Never mind. Edit
not
that
the
out.
shirt.
Edit out the part. Edit out the part where I sound like a. Anyway, edit
No.
it
I'm
out.
pretty sure it's their
Takes place
first
in the Shire and
non-real one.
Mordor.
Yeah.
So there is a Pacific Coast oh my goodness, Pacific Coast Highway race. It's 113.2 miles, and the medal's pretty cool.
Dude, I would be interested because we do that. We do the Pacific Coast Highway trip in shoot like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I might try that
Dang.
one. That might be fun.
So the Kraken one is Nordic folklore. I can talk. Norway through Iceland all the way to Greenland. So that sounds like something Mur would love with the whole.
Duh, that's why I picked
Viking.
it.
Oh,
That's why I picked it. Just kidding. I had no idea, but of course it makes sense. It's the
Totally
universe pulling us together. Me and my Nordic heritage that I don't know about yet.
you got to dig deeper to find. I love that one. I wish that we could do a Siren Soapbox Yes.Fit because we've got sirens in Hawaii. And what, don't we have one in California?
Yeah, Nessie.
Nessie, yeah. And we got Kentucky, Ohio, St. Croix, we got Thailand. Like, I don't know if we I don't know how we do it. We'd have to teleport once you finish. If we each pick a mile or two that we like in our area and highlight, I don't know, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just portal from one siren location to the next.
It would be cool if you dove into the water
Oh,
and so you would know
What?
what body of water you had to dive into to get back out on the other shore. And there was one water picture in there, one underwater water picture.
yeah, you
So-
could go from Hawaii to Thailand and then dive in from Thailand to the west coast or east coast and get Ohio in there.
How? We going up the river?
You'd have to go up the river, yeah.
Okay.
We have quarries there. I've been in your quarries. You have quarries.
We have quarries. They just don't
We
lead
do.
anywhere else. But there's the magic portal in the school bus,
Exactly.
probably in the quarry that takes us down to St. Croix. I think that's
Probably.
what happens.
I like that plan. I think the metal would have to be the compass logo.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe you could choose either the compass logo or the tail logo.
Or maybe you could do some kind of cool mashup where it's the compass logo and the tails logo kind of in one crazy ass design. Please.
So the tails logo overflowing with lots of tails, like add all the extra tails for all of our guest sirens.
Oh, that would be cool.
Tails galore.
Sounds like
You
a lot
could
of
have
homework.
two different shirts, one with each logo too.
Yes.
Maybe it'll be like the Lord of the Rings challenge where you get to choose which path you take and you get different prizes
Oh.
based on how much you do.
Choose your own
Or-
adventure.
It's all connected.
Yes.
Well, of course, this is my new favorite episode, obviously. But our
You say
challenge,
that.
what was that?
Said you say that every week.
I
Say
know.
that every week.
But that's a good thing.
So
Yeah.
our challenge for our listeners this week is for you to get a group of friends together, or if you're not the friend type, then just do it solo, but sign up for a virtual 5K. Take some pics of your journey and share them with us and let us know if a virtual race is out of your comfort zone. Just use the hashtag Siren Soapbox on all the social media. So this was a big challenge with a bunch of sirens that participated. And I am really looking forward to doing another race together soon with a bunch of sirens. So I think that should be our challenge, is to sign up for another one in the next couple of weeks if everyone's ready and on board.
Kraken.
Dragon. Thank you all so much for taking the time to record with us tonight. And thank you, fellow explorers, for listening to this episode. Head over to our website, sirensoapbox.com, where you'll be able to dive deeper into our little universe. Check out our shop, our blog, and links to our YouTube channel. You could even be a part of our next adventure. And until next time, dive in, stay curious, and be happy. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Siren Soapbox, and a special thank you to C Strings for providing our music. Snag their latest EP from iTunes today. Follow the Sirens on all the social medias, and don't forget to tell your friends about us. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. We'll catch you next time on another episode of Siren Soapbox.